Everything's muted, sorry. Hey, welcome back. Alright, thank you for that. Forgot to get everything unmuted. Hey Forever Glenn, hey Dick Shant, welcome back if you were watching on Twitch, if you're on YouTube and you found the stream. Yeah, we are in Eindhoven, Netherlands. We're going to be flying down to Nice. What is it called? Let's see what we got. Yeah, Nice Blue Coast Airport in Nice, France. Setting up to fly into Monaco via helicopter next stream, probably tomorrow night. This is World Tour Leg 144, flying into every country and territory in the world, point to point. Yeah, if you yeah, let me write that down, or I'll once we get up in the air, let me write suggest that again, or I'll go back and yeah, we could do that. Yeah, give me a place where you'd like me to fly out of a Soviet. No matter how bad the flight will be, the destination is still nice. Yep. Yeah, or you can go over to my Discord. You can join my Discord. You can. There's a flight request. I'm gonna start working on that. Like trying to add those in. You know, maybe do a world tour flight and then do a requested flight. Kind of rotate things around a little bit more. Keep it a little bit different because I know there's a lot of people like, oh, can you fly here? Can you fly here? It's like, and I know how that is. You want to see someplace. Let me know that, yeah, where you'd like me to take off, where you'd like me to go land. Try to keep it a shorter flight, but if you do ask for a longer flight, I'll try to work that in. Not on VATSIM or on the game multiplayer. I'm using just the Alpha India group traffic, and the in-game stuff. At some point, I need to update VATSIM and just start using VATSIM. The reason I don't use VATSIM a ton is because, well, it's a little bit overwhelming sometimes. And, for example, right now, there's literally no coverage on VATSIM in Europe right now. No one's online. If I was flying in America, if we were doing my American flight, I could actually, because Nashville is covered, and so I should have done that flight, but too late now. And my VATSIM's not set up right now anyway, but at some point, yeah, I'm going to need to get back into VATSIM and work on that. Anyway, we are on Microsoft Flight Simulator World Tour Leg 144, flying from Eindhoven, Netherlands to Nice, France. This is based on Transavia Flight 6473, which is flown in the Boeing 737-800. We don't have a Boeing 737-800 yet, but Creepy Kirk has asked me, has asked me if I'm going to be buying the PMDG, and I think I will. Hopefully it doesn't cost an arm and a leg, it just only costs an arm. And yeah, future flights, if it's a Boeing 737, we'll be in that. And if it's an Airbus, we'll be in this. This is the Flybywire A32NX Airbus A320neo with a Transavia livery. Link for that is in the description on YouTube. I don't know who created it. I used to write down who created it, but I didn't do it this time. Got a nice little on the door there. I'm guessing these are all the languages of countries where they fly within Europe, I guess, because it's not everywhere in the world, because there's no, clearly no Chinese or Japanese. We do have Arabic, Hebrew, Greek, Kalos, Iro, F, what is that? FS? What is this? This is, Bahrain, Haba. I don't know my Hebrew on it terribly well on that one. Discount Kumar? Yeah, if you want to fly this flight, we're flying. I'm not on multiplayer, so I won't be able to see you on there, but if you want to fly the same route, we are doing Eindhoven to Nice, France, so feel free to fly along in your sim as well. At some point we need to do some group flights, but right now it's kind of hit or miss if everyone's showing up for the stream anyway. It's kind of hard to schedule things too far in advance because I don't know what days I'll have off always. I want to check out what's going on under here. Alright. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Alright, so I can't get the stairs to work. But in any case, let's get this plane set up. Oh, you're currently CPU-less. So you have a PC, but your CPU, did your CPU like crap the bed or something and working on upgrading that? That kind of sucks. It's one thing to be like, your CPU isn't like all it needs to be, or you don't have enough RAM, or your graphics card isn't where you'd like it to be, but kind of sucks. Yeah, I don't think I can get on multiplayer now. I've always had trouble getting it to work. Sorry about that. I tend to stay off multiplayer also because people just tend to just buzz all over the place like goofballs. At some point we'll get on VATSIM, and at least on VATSIM we can be in a more controlled multiplayer environment. Alright, so I'm going to get the fuel on board here. 6184 for fuel. It's really quiet. It's because there's no other planes at the airport for some reason. Yep. That's what I had to do this past summer. I upgraded from an Intel 6600 i5 to Ryzen 7 5800X or whatever. And yeah, I had to completely get a new motherboard and everything. I would have had to get a new motherboard even for if I stayed with Intel, just because, you know, a 6-year-old, 5-year-old motherboard is not really where it needs to be anymore. Alright, parking brake is on. Speed brakes disarmed. Flaps are retracted. Engine masters are off. Ignition normal. Thrust levers are idle. Turn off the screens because we'll be taking off about 2:30 in the afternoon. Sim time, not real life time. Landing gear is down. Anti-skid. Nozzle steering is on. Alright, here. Wipers are off. I'm going to turn off the co-pilot ATC for now. Get our adheres starting to align to nav. Do our fire tests. Alright, clearing any other white lights. Got no other white lights right now. Seatbelt sign's gonna be off. No smoking auto. Emergency lights armed. And we're gonna head down to the MCDU on the A32NX here. We can actually load up our passengers right from here. And well, first I'm gonna go back into the well, it depends. Again, it depends on what CPU you're using. If you're going with Ryzen, you're going to need a motherboard that works. You're going to need an AMD motherboard. If you just want to go back and try to upgrade Intel and stay within the Intel, then your motherboard might work. But depending on how old it is, you got to make sure, yeah, that the CPU works with that motherboard. That was always a big thing that I wanted to be able to just put in a new CPU, and I was like, oh nope, you can't do that. Now you can do that year to year, but you know, if it's at a certain point they kind of phase out, and you have to upgrade the whole thing. I'm gonna go in here, my audio, turn on the boarding music with the Flybywire A32NX, so that when the passengers start boarding, you get the boarding music. 170 passengers today. Alright. Also going to start up PAC-X, which is an external program for flight tracking. But obviously, if you didn't want to get PAC-X, you don't need to, because you kind of got Flybywire does pretty cool stuff. as it is. I think Pack X is $15. Let's start the flight. I'm going to give myself an hour 40 for the flight. Again, we are on the A320neo. I don't know why it does that. We do have an in-flight entertainment system. We do have Wi-Fi today. I don't think I have a custom thing for this. So. Customs cards? Nah, we don't need that. Flight number continues? No. Alright, so start that. See passengers getting on board in Pack X. They all got the names and everything. Just different stuff, little different programs if you want to use it. Alright, that away. Alright, Creepy, I'll have to download that tonight and give it a try. What I need to do is I need to hop on my computer and, you know, during the week when I'm working and do things for maybe half an hour, noodle around, but lately I've just been like, I'm not even going to bother turning it on because I can't really do much with the time I have. You know, just to make sure everything works, or at least the day before a stream. Set that side of day to jump on and just make sure things work. Alright. Yep, I am still using the in-game ATC. But we'll ignore them if they're dumb.
Transavia 647 is cleared to Nice Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 0 tree climb and maintain 7,000 feet. Departure frequency is 119.175 squawk 4426. Transavia 647 cleared to Nice Airport is filed. Takeoff runway 0 tree climb and maintain 7,000 feet. Departure on 119.175 squawk 4426. Transavia 647 tree readback is correct. Contact ground on 121.9 tree when ready to taxi. Good day.
Alright, let's get out the flight plan. And our alternate today is Lima Mike. Nope, Lima Foxtrot Mike Lima. Flight number 6473. Cost index 21. And our cruise is going to be 350, 35,000 feet. Jump over to the flight plan. Get on there, there we go. Alright, so we're taking off runway 3. Of course, it's probably the opposite runway on my flight plan. Nope, it isn't. I actually do have the right thing. Lima November Oscar 5 Juliet is our standard instrument departure insert. That's going to take us to Lima November Oscar, the VOR. And our next waypoint is actually an airway, so we're going to jump on an airway. It's going to be November 852. Take that to the waypoint Sutal. And we'll take Uniform November.
We're just moving some baggage down below. I don't expect it to take that long.
Alright, we got a little bit of a baggage issue. So Pack X will add cool stuff like that. You might get a passenger doesn't want to put their baggage overhead, or their overhead baggage is too big and they don't want to check it in, they get grumpy. This is Geneva, Golf Victor Alpha. So we're going to be flying over Geneva, direct to Kogas. Then we got another airway, which is going to be Uniform Mike 730. We're going to take that to Medam. And from Medam, we can take Yankee 24 to Vevar, which is our last point.
Gentlemen, I would love to welcome you aboard our flight. When you find your seat, please be sure to place your larger carry-on items in the overhead bins and smaller items underneath the seat in front of you. Unless you're in the front row, please place all of your items in the overhead bins. If you have any trouble finding a location for your carry-on items,
I should start doing that. In-game ATC isn't worth it, really. I don't know, I still have the bad experiences where it didn't work, and then I still had to do it anyway. Or it would load it in wrong. So I don't trust it 100%. Alright, near as. Insert. Alright, we should be.
Portable electronic devices during the boarding process. We ask that larger
flat plan discontinuity. Here the manual. Here the discontinuity. This one's new. I haven't noticed this. Noticed this on the last flight. There's a few of these where there's an arrow. I'm guessing. Yeah, what's the difference? Why do they have arrows? That doesn't make any sense. Why go back up to flight level 350? Alright, let's see. MCDU menu. See if all the passengers are on board yet. They are definitely not. Last flight they all got on board because, even with my realistic speed, because they were, I was putzing around updating Pack X. Go back to init page 2. I'm gonna put in my trip wind right now, since I have the flight plan up. That's gonna be we got a 50 knot tailwind. Hey Enzo. Just getting the plane loaded up with passengers and getting the FMS loaded up as well. Gonna be flying from Eindhoven down to Nice. Taking off runway 3, get the metadata, 300, winds at 2 knots, 7 degrees out, Celsius, 1024 for our QNH. Dry, anti-ice off, takeoff weight. Let's just instant get these guys on. Boom, there they are. They're on board, we're ready to go. Init page 2. 0 fuel weight, center of gravity. Get that block fuel, which is going to be 6.1. Okay, takeoff weight 66.3. Center of gravity is less than 27%, so it's forward. Flex takeoff, conf 1 plus F, and air conditioning on. Alright, so performance page 145, 145. I've noticed this lately, my V1 and V rotate are exactly the same speed. And that has to do with length of runway, our weight. Transition altitude is 3,000 feet here in Eindhoven. Thrust reduction 1073 today. Engine out is also 1073. Flex takeoff 67 degrees. And flaps 1. Hey Fira, welcome in. Nixter Films, hello, welcome in. Glad to have you here. We just finished setting up our flight, actually. We are ready to go. And so says the flight attendant. So we'll put protective wind shear, we'll close the cockpit door.
And welcome aboard flight 6473 with service to France. Our flight time will be roughly 1 hour and 40 minutes. Now that the cabin door is closed, please make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your large devices are now shut down and stowed. Please fasten your seatbelt and make sure that all tray tables and seat backs are in a full upright and locked position for departure. Cabin crew, prepare doors for departure, cross-check, verify straps, and...
Hey, Forever Glenn. Welcome back. Enzo's deleting disk space later tonight, so you can install X-Plane 11. Alright. Do you have Microsoft Flight Simulator, or did you just get X-Plane 11? I always like to go back here and hear the APU start up. Hey, John the Best. Well, welcome in. Welcome in. We are doing a world tour here in Microsoft Flight Simulator. This is the 144th flight. We're flying Eindhoven, Netherlands, down to Nice, France. We've already been to the Netherlands and France, flying into every country and territory in the world. But we're flying down to Nice to set up a helicopter flight into Monaco. And it's going to be a helicopter flight because Monaco doesn't have its own airport. Nice is its closest airport. So we're going to fly down to Nice, do a helicopter flight into Monaco, take off that country, and then... Not sure where we're going after that, but we're going to be going to a lot of places we've already been to, or countries we've already been to, but we're setting up to fly into some of these micro-states within Europe. I haven't flown into Soviet Russia or Soviet Belarus, but I flew into Russia and Belarus. Yeah, I flew into Russia and Belarus, like, right when the whole Russia-Ukraine thing was starting, so that was kind of awkward, but... That was just my way the flight planning landed. Just happened to be at that exact time was when those streams went up. So it wasn't like on purpose or anything. I just happened to be that time. Flew into Ukraine probably a month earlier than that. And did a cool small plane flyover over the city. Over Kiev. Yep, we flew into Moscow. Yep, flew into Moscow, flew into Minsk. Minsk. I always say it wrong. I always say Minsk. Is it Minsk? I always say it like Mink or something. Alright, fuel pumps on. Turn off the external power. Crew oxygen supply is already on. We're going to turn on our beacon light because we are ready for pushback and engine startup. So, let's get that tug over here. Figure out where we're going. We're going runway 3. So when I back, yeah, of course, we got to go to the complete other end of the airport. I'm gonna back out. Back out that way. I suppose it depends on which taxiway they want us to take. Or we're gonna go over there and just cruise all the way down over there. Fira, if you want to check out, I've already done some, I've already done those flights. I've flown in Egypt, South Africa, Libya. I did a ton of flights in South Africa, bouncing back, you know, Johannesburg, and then back out to Lesotho, and all the various different places there. Johannesburg was a perfect hub point to get all those countries in. So you can go, I actually have a whole playlist of all my previous World Tour flights. And so those are going to be back in the, let me see where those would be. Number-wise. Yeah, if you want to see me flying in Africa, basically flights 1 through 80 or so, it was all Africa. So I have about 80 flights where I've flown in Africa on this world tour. So yeah, that's where those are. Obviously, if you want to request a specific flight, I could work that in the future here. I'm going to be trying to work on that. But I do want to try to get as many World Tour flights in because I do want to eventually complete this World Tour. Yep, flew everywhere in Africa, every single country. So basically, yeah, flight 1 through about 80 or so is all Africa. Yep, now finishing up Europe, we just got to finish, I just got to get to Monaco, San Marino, Andorra, Liechtenstein, Ireland, Iceland, Faroe Islands, and Greenland. And Greenland's technically North America, I think. So seven or 8 more countries, depending on how you count it, or territories, to get done with Europe. And then we're going to fly from Iceland over to Canada, and we're going to knock out the New World. We're going to knock out the Americas, and then back over into the Pacific and do a lot of island hopping and into Asia and China and Uzbekistan and Tajikistan, places where I flew back when I did this world tour, started this world tour back in a X-Plane. And it'll be nice to get back to those places and see them here in Flight Simulator. Alright. So we are ready for pushback. Let's do that. Yeah, thank you for your subscribe to the channel and check those all out. Hopefully you enjoy them. They are the complete flights. Obviously, you can always just skip around on them. We already flew to the Isle of Man, flew to Guernsey, flew to Jersey, did all those. So you can check those out also. Kiwi. Check out my YouTube channel. They're all there. Every single, well, there's a few where I have both the flights from the stream on one video, but most of my flights I break them up the way I've been doing it lately. Those were really fun flights, flying to those places. I think I did a small plane flight around all three of those islands as well. Playboy Martin, if you request a flight, I could fly a Belarus flight. Give me a airport you'd like me to take off from, airport you'd like me to land at. If you want me to fly a smaller plane in those places. Yeah, I mean, make a request. You can go on my Discord and make that request, or obviously put it in here and I can see it. Like I said, I'll try to work in some of those flights moving forward. Just got to get them set up and make sure I have all the stuff I need. Alright, so we're ready for pushback. Let's get out of here. Here's my pushback. Where'd my pushback thing go? There it is. Alright, and we're going to start engine 2.
Does not inflate, oxygen is flowing to the mask. If you are traveling with a child or someone who requires assistance, secure your mask first and then assist others. Keep your mask on until a member of the crew advises you it's safe to remove it. In the unlikely event of a water landing, a life vest is located in a pouch
starting engine 1.
armrest. When instructed to do so, open the plastic pouch and remove the vest. Flip it over your head. Wrap the straps around your waist and buckle at the front. Pull the strap to tight. To inflate the vest, pull firmly on the red cord only when exiting the aircraft. If it doesn't inflate automatically, you may blow into the mouthpiece for a manual inflate.
Yep, we'll try to get all these different views through the flight and a little bit on takeoff. Obviously, I gotta, when we're taking off, kind of try to stay on the runway. My plan right now is I'm flying from Iceland to Montreal, and then I'm taking a Montreal flight, which I actually flew, my last flight I've ever flown in real life. When we flew back from China, we flew Shanghai to Montreal, and then we did Montreal to Chicago. And so I'm going to be flying that flight, Montreal to Chicago, and then Chicago down to Mexico City. Really? Washington D.C. doesn't have a flight to Mexico City? That's weird. That's weird. Alright, so we should have both our engines. We do. So we're going to go ignition back to normal. Get our flaps. Let's see. Beacon light is on. We do have the engines, so we don't need the APU. Runway turn-off light, taxi lights on. Spoilers armed. We do have the probe window heat set to auto, which is the default position. Weather radar on. Let's see. Turn off the parking brakes, and we're going to get our taxi clearance from the in-game ATC, which is a little bit silly.
Transavia 647 tree with mic ready to taxi IFR.
Transavia 647 tree taxi 2 and hold short of runway 0 tree using taxiway cross runway 21.
Alright, we're going to be taking...
Tower on 1 tree 1.005 when ready.
What is the name of that taxiway? Doesn't even have a name. Oh, it's Kilo. So we're going to be taking, we're going to do Lima 2, Romeo 2 to Kilo, and we're going to take Kilo all the way down to Romeo 6. This will be our taxi.
Taxi to and hold short runway 0 tree via taxiway cross runway.
Oh, you don't need to buy that. Don't. There. I don't. Is there a pay for fly-by-wire improved textures? The one I have. Check my. Is that the one I have in my description? That you don't have to pay for that. That should be free. But if you get that, you just put it in. Just put it in your community folder or wherever you have your mods and how you have that set up. You do not need to overwrite anything. I used to do that. You don't actually have to do that. It should work. Sometimes it won't work perfectly. You'll lose your integrated lighting if there's an update and it's not perfect. But sometimes, you just got to make sure everything's up to date. And if it breaks, it breaks, and then don't use it or use it and just not have the lights. Yep, just put that folder, just put the, make sure it's the proper folder and just put that in your community, wherever you have your mods, for the sim. Alright, so we got the taxi. I don't know what I'm doing now. I'm just sitting here blabbing. That's alright, good question. Alright, here we go. So we're going to take Lima 2, and then it'll be Romeo 2, so left, right, I assume. That's what those are, and then it'll be Kilo all the way down to the other end of the airport. Using the tiller. Looks like my tiller is not 100% working. My joystick, my flight stick, it always, the Z-axis, the twist axis, it, for some reason, it loses the full range in the sim. It always loses that. I have to unplug it and everything, but it should be okay. We're going to be turning left most of the way here now. Tell us to hold short. You probably did. Real life, they would tell you to hold short. Well, they might not tell you to hold short if you don't need to. Might just say, "Hey, cross the runway and go." So just cross the runway 21. Yeah, so it was a lot quicker coming in, because we landed runway 3, and by the time we came off the runway, we basically came off right there and then went to our gate. So now we have to go all the way back to the other end, but at a much slower speed than landing speed. Awesome. Yep. Your flyby... Yeah, it's only... Obviously, it'll be in the fly-by-wire if you open the Airbus, just the default Airbus A320. It won't cover that. And that's what's really cool now, is that the fly-by-wire one is its own plane. Originally it would overwrite the default one. But now you can be sure you have the right stuff. And you can always tell you have the fly-by-wire because they'll have some stickers like this saying inoperable. Now what's interesting is that this texture thing used to have like a sticky note over here or something telling you who created it or something. So, it changes every once in a while. And the sounds and all that. give you an idea of where we're flying. Just flying right over. Gonna fly over Luxembourg, Belgium, Luxembourg. Looks like France, Lake Geneva, Switzerland, and a little bit of Italy. Hey Hendrik, welcome back. Hey, Enzo's gonna go and. Well, which one are you gonna play? Which one are you gonna do? X-Plane or Misfis, I think is. I'm trying to think how. I'm trying to say it like Fearless Gaming. Misfis. I always say MSFS or Flight Simulator. Hey Nemo, welcome in. Thanks for stopping by. Alright, we're gonna turn right here. What's that? Going about 35 knots, a little bit fast. We don't need to use the threshold for our takeoff. I'm not sure if the calculations took that into account, but oh, was Jolly flying? So Jolly's gonna be flying down to Marseille. Cool. Yeah, Jolly followed us on the last flight. We went from Bratislava, Slovakia, up to Eindhoven with us. And now he looks like he's going to be flying basically the same flight, but he's flying to Marseille. I don't know if he... What am I doing? Sorry. I usually turn the...
Tower Transavia 647 tree ready for IFR departure runway 0 tree.
Transavia 647 tree, QNH tree 0.24, wind 298 at tree. Cleared for takeoff runway 0 tree.
Cleared for takeoff runway 0 tree Transavia 647 tree.
Yep, if you're into flight simming, it's pretty good. You know, and if you care about the visuals and stuff, I will say X-Plane is the most accurate. Well, I don't know. I don't fly in real life other than as a passenger in the back of a plane, so I don't know how realistic. But that's why I got X-Plane. I originally got X-Plane because it was like, okay, that's the one that has the most realistic flight model and everything. It's what they, you know, a lot of the companies use as their base simulator for training and everything. But Microsoft Flight Sim has kind of changed the game with the graphics and the, you know, all the satellite imagery just automatically being downloaded from the cloud. So it's kind of where I'm in now. My X-Plane's really messed up at this point because I haven't touched it really in a couple of years. And next week we're gonna have the PMDG 737. So next week, if it was already next week when we were flying this flight, we'd be in the PMDG 737, the Boeing, because that is what this flight is really flown in. Okay, B1 rotate. I love having the spinning wheels there. Okay, positive rate, gear up. Is it? Yeah, it's kind of a debate between those two. Hey, welcome back again. Well, welcome back again, Forever Glenn.
119.175 Transavia 647 tree.
We're going to pull back to climb.
Amsterdam Center Transavia 647 tree is at 1,300 feet.
Set the autopilot.
Feet.
Transavia 647 tree, Amsterdam Center QNH tree 0.24 continue as planned.
I have no idea. I wish I could just have them all. I wish they would. I don't know. I haven't seen what the pricing or any of that stuff's going to be yet. I don't know where to follow the news for it. I keep going to pmdg.com and there's just nothing there. Unless they just added stuff now. There's Eindhoven behind us. Where's the river? Because Eindhoven was important during Operation Market Garden because... Oh, never mind. I was gonna say it was on the river, but it was important because it was on the highway that I think the 30th British 30th Corps had to go down with the tanks. All right, standard pressure. News on the flightsim.to, which leads to a flightsim news page. Well, I keep going to like PMDG's website though because I just want to get direct from them. Let's see if they have anything there now. Yeah, it still opens up right to that DC6.
Climb and maintain 17,000 feet.
Climb and maintain 17,000 feet. Transavia 647 tree.
Alright, let me see. Flightsim.to. Yeah, I've been trying to find, like, when is this thing coming out? Pick the Flybywire aircraft. When I pick it, it's going slow to fly. I'm not sure what you mean. What do you mean it's going slow to fly? Like, slow to load in? Your first time using it, it's gonna take a while to load it up, and it just might take a while all the time. My sim takes a while to load in into the flight.
Now passing through 10,000 feet. You can now turn on your larger portable electronic devices. As a reminder, please use your seatbelt fasten while you're...
Alright, seatbelt signs off.
This aircraft is equipped with onboard Wi-Fi. If you wish to connect to the Wi-Fi, you will be required to pay a small fee.
Yeah, if that progress bar doesn't move at all, I mean, it's going to move very slowly. But yeah, if you notice it hasn't moved in... It shouldn't take more than 5 minutes, really. Honestly, I mean, it shouldn't even take 5 minutes, but if it takes, yeah, if you're sitting there on that loading screen and it hasn't really moved at all in 5 minutes, or, but I've had it where it won't load, it'll freeze up, and I would suggest, I don't know what other mods you got. Yeah, if it's slowly going, if it's making progress, you're doing fine. As long as it's moving, yeah. Oh, okay. So 737-800 is going to be a little bit... I mean, I think, what, are they releasing the 700 first, is what I think I've been hearing? Well, if it's all blue and it hasn't gone in yet, give it a few minutes, but if it doesn't... sometimes it'll load all blue, it'll completely fill that blue bar, and then it won't load in at all. It'll just be frozen then. And that kind of sucks. But if it is moving and it hasn't completely filled that bar yet, you should be good, and hopefully it will. Hopefully it'll load in. Wishing you luck. If you have an issue with that, what I would suggest is... you know, remove all your mods, or, you know, and again, don't delete them, put them in a different folder or something, and, you know, Yeah, if it's all blue, it should load in. And if it doesn't load in, you might have a mod conflict or something. And what I would suggest is just, you know, first time, just make sure that the fly-by-wire is working. Then maybe add in that texture mod and see if those are working together. And, you know, just take your time setting up your mod folder first. And then, you know, then try the scenery. And if it all loads, you know, eventually it will all load together. Yeah. Believe me, I've had this issue where I'm loading it in and I get stuck and it doesn't want to load in. And that's like right before a stream. And then my stream is late because of that. Now the reason they're saying I'm 300 feet above is because they don't understand the in-game ATC is set that the transition level is 18,000 feet, which is American transition level, but in the rest of the world it's different. And that's one frustrating thing. I wish there was a way to change that somewhere, or they would just fix it. But that would take like a huge database to know all the different transition levels, I guess. So if you ever have that issue, just ask them to get to that next. Just ask for the increase and they'll skip it. Usually. 700, 600, 800, then 900. I'm going to have to look and see which one is worth it. I'm guessing I'm just going to get the 800. I mean, the 700 would... I mean, it's the only one I can think that uses the 700 that I know of is, famously, is Southwest Airlines. So, you know, I'm not huge on needing each one of those. It's kind of like I don't need the A319 or the A320, you know, the A321. I mean, I know they slightly, you know, one's a little bit longer, one's a little bit shorter, but for the most part, it's, you know, your flight experience as in the cockpit, it's the same, you know. Well, basically, the weights are slightly different. It probably does actually fly a little bit different because of that, but is it worth it? The money? Probably not. But we'll see. Can you send me a... let me see. I'm going to go to this one. See if this is the one I want. Is this going to tell me anything? PMDG hopes to have the 737 ready in time for next weekend. I'm also hoping, yeah, try it without the improved textures. Just, you know, try it, you know, one thing at a time. Just put in the fly-by-wire, make sure that works. Then put the improved textures in and see if those work together. Then if you have a scenery, put that in and see if all three of those work together. You know, sometimes you got to find what the problem is. Make sure everything's up to date. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I need to get the salty 747. I don't fly the 747 enough. I'd like to do that. You know, make a request for a flight in 747. We'll do it. Let's do it. I haven't done the A330 lately. I did a bunch of A330 flights in Africa, but I haven't had any that have required the A330 lately. I have a couple that are going to do. What's in the Flybywire downloader?
Transavia 647 contact Brussels Center on 125.0. Good day.
Salty's in the...
125.0 for Transavia 647 tree.
Really? Not on mine.
Brussels Center Transavia 647
Maybe I need to update
tree
the... I need to
is at
update
flight
the...
level
Maybe I need to update the installer.
230.
Transavia 647 tree, Brussels Center. Continue as planned.
Yeah, I don't have it. I just have the A32NX and then the A380X not available.
Climb
I
and
why.
maintain flight level
Maybe I just gotta update the installer or download it again or something, I don't know. Missed my flying. 330. Alright. Europe is definitely hard on the frame rate. Alright, so that's Maastricht down there. Maastricht and Liège. So Maastricht, Belgium, and then Liège. No, Maastricht, Netherlands, and then Liège, Belgium. On the Meuse River. We're turning here at the VOR, and we're going to be flying right over Luxembourg, which we did a pretty cool little flight all around that country. Was zipping around on the rivers. I can't remember playing with that, the VL3, I think. Pretty cool acrobatic little plane. There it is. Semi-Russia to semi-Kazakhstan. Oh, here you go. Huh. Yeah, there's the whole scenery one. Even the KFBW. I'm like, where do I get that from? I think I need to update my whole installer thing. German train delay scarf sells for €7,500 on eBay. Yep, well, I guess I'll have to do that at some point tonight. To do that, Creepy Kirk suggests I try the experimental version again. I need to do that before a stream and not 5 seconds before the stream. Because last time I tried to go to experimental, my flypad had no battery power. It literally had like a needs battery, low battery image on it. I'm like, what? What do I do? Yep, as long as you have the latest version of Flybywire, it should work. I would suggest using the development version of the Flybywire A32NX. It tends to be the most stable because it gets the most updates. Or it gets updated much more often than the stable version, I mean. But it's not on the cutting edge with the experimental where it could completely break between one update and another. Alright, yeah, so if you guys are over there, just go into, my flights on my Discord, go to flights request. Best thing to do is give me an airport you want me to take off from, give me an airport you want me to land at. If you're not specific, like which airport you want to do, give me countries or give me a certain city you want me to fly to, whatever it is. Try to keep, if you want something specific, try to make it specific, because otherwise fly Russia to, I know like No Limit Glenn, Glenn here has semi-Russia to semi-Kazakhstan, so I can get Russia to Kazakhstan. Like, but where would you like me to fly from Russia? Because Russia's a big place, right? But yeah, I'd love to fly back to Kazakhstan. Like I said, it's like last time I flew in Kazakhstan was back in X-Plane, so I've never flown it in Flight Simulator. And by the time we're not going to get to Kazakhstan on this world tour until the very end, basically. It's going to be, probably next year, I'm guessing. But But if you have like some small flights every once in a while, you want me to jump over there, or and let me know what kind of flight you want it to be. Do you want it to be an airliner flight? Do you want me to do a low-level flight, like 10,000 feet in a Cessna or in a Cub or whatever it is, King Air or something? You want to be able to see more of the scenery. Let me know when you make a flight request, and we'll try to work that in. Also, let me know when you're when you're available to watch. Like what's a good time for me to do that flight. Again, I'll typically be doing flights in the evening, but sometimes like after midnight, I'll usually go no mic, no cam, and probably do a flight also. Yeah, you said that you want me to go to the Saarbrücken, and then yeah, we'll see. Well, Saarbrücken, I'll fly somewhere in Germany, I guess. Then maybe fly into Berlin or Hanover. Or somewhere I haven't been. Devil Dude, I'm scared you are already over France. Oh, let's see. Let's see where I'm at. I'm gonna go. Zoom out a little bit. Man, frame rate is not good over Europe. This is too much going on. All right, let's see where I'm at. I'm over Luxembourg right now. So very soon. And actually, we're very close to Saarbrücken. Yeah, so I'll probably, we could do a flight, maybe Saarbrücken to... I'm trying to figure out which airport I want to fly to in Germany if I do that flight where I haven't flown before. Because I've flown Frankfurt, I've flown Cologne, Berlin. I don't think I've done Munich, so maybe we'll do Saarbrücken to Munich, to München. We could fly up to Bremen or Hamburg. Yeah, a couple options if we want to stay completely in Germany. Yep, we're right now over beautiful country of Luxembourg, and you can see all those hills and rivers and stuff. We took the VL3 right down that river in those valleys.
Climb and maintain flight level 350 Transavia.
Oh, we lost the ATC voices. Doing very bad. I'm guessing maybe the internet's not doing so good. Ugh. I have to stay in the plane, I think. Go outside the plane is just too much. Let me see what... Yeah, so I think that's the Central River right there. We just basically flew that river and then we cut across in some other ones. I really enjoyed doing that flight. It's going slow again. Yeah, make sure you have the latest version. Make sure you like I said, just have no other mods in there. Just have that one in. It should work. If you have the latest version, it should be fine. So I don't know why you're having trouble.
Transavia 647 please expedite your climb flight level 350.
Sorry. Forever Glenn, I made a mistake. It's Kropotkin, Russia to Semikaz. Oh, okay, those are two cities actually. Okay, good. You edited it. Well, let me check that out. Let's see what that is. I have no idea what Kropotkin is, or the other place. So that would actually be really cool because those are probably two places I would not fly to on this world tour. Kazakhstan, I'd probably fly into the capital or whatever. So yeah, we could definitely. I will prepare something for that. And I will try to have it, I'll try to fly it sometime before midnight so that we can chat while doing it. Let's see, Semikaz. Yeah, that's what I do. I do X/Kiwi. I usually try to just have I use what is it called?
Transavia 647 contact center on 127
I use MSFS add-on linker, so then you can keep all your mods in one folder and then activate them, which ones you want activated for the next time you load up. So that's what I do. I do have a few things. I do have a bunch of scenery in there right now that I don't need, probably. Like, the easiest ones are when it's like on the world tour. It's like, okay, I'm not going to be going there on this flight. But then sometimes when I'm doing US stuff, it's like I almost need to have all my US stuff because who knows which flight I'm going to do. That's why I kind of want to plan my flights ahead of time. That way I know which scenery I'm using and all that. So that's why when you guys ask me, say, hey Kit, next flight can you do this? It's like, well, I need to get my mods and everything in line. But if you make a request, I will set it up. I'll put it on the schedule. I'm going to try to get better at setting up a schedule where you guys can see it, know what flight's coming up, know when I'm going to be doing it. And if there's a specific time when you like to watch or are available to watch, if like you guys watch Saturday night or if it's Sunday night's best time for you, let me know. Because then I'll save your requested flight for that time. Try to do it then. Callan, we are just crossed into France. We're basically on the French-German border between Saarbrücken and Mates, just south of Luxembourg. And I can give you a little bit of a map using... Let's bring up the flight pad here. Let's see where we are in relation to everything. Kind of hard to see because yeah, that's Germany over there, Luxembourg, and France. Guessing that's Saarbrücken over there, where I'm guessing X-Class Kiwi lives, or in that area, that part of the... I like how they spelled it here with the UE. So I guess you don't have the umlaut.
In a few moments, we'll be starting our in-flight service. We'll be serving complimentary drinks and snacks. Please look in your seatback for a list of complimentary drinks. Premium drinks are available for a small charge. If you wish to make an additional purchase, we only accept credit cards.
There's the... I just reset it. I just reset the number. But if you want to track the flight, if you want to watch the flight on a map, see where I am, go to this link and look for that call sign, Transavia 6473. And we're just... Mates is off to our... So over there, that's going to be Saarbrücken, and then... Wrong way. Over there is Mates, right there. Mates, France, and on our left is, on the other side of the plane is Germany. Saarbrücken, Germany. But eventually we'll have Strasbourg off to our left, which is still within France. Forgot to turn off that replay. That's embarrassing. Anyway. This was not a replay the whole time. Sorry about that. That's annoying. Too many little things going on. awesome. Green. Oh, there's green tea restaurant. And of course, we don't live there now. So up here, I'm not exactly, I can't see it yet, but we're gonna have Nancy on the right, and then right on the border with Germany, we have Strasbourg. Actually, probably gonna be right off to our left over there. Good night. Alright, so since we're flying down to Nice, France, I'm going to pull up. I'm going to pull up Duolingo here. We're going to do some French. We did Dutch last time because we were flying into Eindhoven. So let's do some French. Now, I actually have done a few. I did one French lesson before. Oh, I've actually done a whole level. So let's do a review of that. Z. Oh, Z. Z. Oh, Z. Oops. Let me turn on the sound. Un garçon et une fille.
Une femme. Une femme. Une.
Je. Et.
Yeah. Et.
Un.
Hey, Prayer Warriors! Welcome in. We're just flying down to Nice, France, so we're learning some French.
Chat.
Shot. Sorry, I went. That's more Hebrew. Sorry. Une femme. Une femme. Et une fille. Fille. Well, it's just it because they drop all the. They just drop all the sounds. And it originally wasn't like that. That's the thing with French, is that a lot of these sounds have been dropped over the centuries. That's why, why is it spelled like this when it's just mach or whatever. Je suis une femme. Sorry.
Une fille.
Une fille.
Une fille.
Une fille. Hey girl. Sweet. So I am une fille. No, I'm not. Je suis feliz. Je suis un chat. Read and respond. Oh, okay. Feliz es un animal. Prayer Warriors work is going alright. Up to 60 hours. We're starting to ramp up and everything now, so up to 60 hours a week. Which is nice because I get paid like I'm working 70 hours, but I only work 60. Which is why I'm barely able to stream.
Une femme et une fille.
A woman and a girl.
Je suis Paul. Je suis un garçon.
I am a boy.
Chat.
Femme.
Sorry.
Fille.
Fille. Too good. They just want to sleep, and I'm sure I'm gonna get a message from someone saying like, "Can you be quiet?" trying to sleep. Hopefully we'll get through this flight, and hopefully I'll be able to talk the whole flight, and then maybe I'll do that U.S. flight I have planned from Nashville down to New Orleans on Southwest Airlines. Nope, it's not in the 737 because that's not coming out until next weekend. So. But yeah, doing good. Everything's doing good. We had Chinese for late lunch, early supper. And I was back in time to set the stream up. Had everything going, ready to go at 7:20. Started the stream up, and then I still didn't get the stream going, or still didn't actually get in the plane and get going until about 7:35. Even though I was completely ready, but then I had to do other things like usual.
C'est
un chat.
C'est un chat.
Tu
es un chat. Tu es un chat. See, I want to say it more Latin, where you actually say the sounds, as opposed to French. It's a horse. Cheval. Like right there, like I think like Chevrolet, like horse, was from that. It's really interesting, like looking at different languages, and you see like where we get certain words, or certain names for companies that somehow end up in English, and we think is just such an English thing, but it's like, oh no, that comes from a different language, and that's what it means. And really interesting thing is, with English, is looking at the French and the Old English, and how we say, and how it can even tell you like the hierarchy in a culture. No, je ne sais pas un chat. But even like the difference in like the culture, like in England, after the Normans invaded in 1066, William the Conqueror, they would all request their meats in French. So you'd have beef, poultry, pork. And in the English, who at this point were Saxons and Danes and Angles and Britons and probably Celts and Caledonians, and all of them mixed in together. Well, the Caledonians are more up in Arba, up in Scotland with the Scots and the Irish. That's the thing. A lot of even the Irish were originally called Scots, and they went over to Scotland, and that's why you have Scotland. And then they're kind of the same, or they kind of crossed a little bit. But you have that like the hierarchy. It's like, okay, between the Saxon language and the Danish language, back during the time of the Vikings, like in the 800s, you had the difference between skill and craft, which mean the same thing in both those languages, but the way we use it in English kind of shows the hierarchy of, okay, well, we tend to look at a craft as a little bit more above just having a skill. And that's because of the hierarchy of who was in charge. Yeah, the Saxons, and and the same with the French. When we think of poultry, it's a little bit different than the way we think of chicken. Pork versus pig, beef versus cow. We tend to look at those as being a little bit more. It shows our history where who was on top in as those words came into the language. It kind of imbues the meaning a little bit.
Un cheval.
Cheval.
Un cheval et un chat.
Horse and a cat. See, the first few levels of any language is actually not too difficult. It's once you start getting a little bit more, it's like you start kind of losing it. C'est un
chat.
Chat. Tu es un garçon et je suis un homme.
Tu es Marc.
Tu es Marc.
Un chien et un chat.
A chien. A dog and a cat. So is Prairie du Chien on the border between Iowa and Milwaukee? All right, Iowa and Wisconsin. Is it something to do with dogs? Let me see. Paris du Chien. Wisconsin's second oldest city. Prairie du Chien. What does it mean? Oh yeah, okay. So it was the Fox Indians controlled that area, and their chief, when the French found that site where it's now Prairie du Chien, chief's name was Alim, which in French was chien, which in English is dog. And so it's Prairie du Chien, French for dog's meadow. Interesting. I did not know that. Well, there you go. Prairie du Chien. The state of Germany I lived in once was part of France, so the dialect has... Yep. Yeah, you're right there where it kept going back and forth. Like, I always forget... I always think Strasbourg is part of Germany. But it's not. It's part of France. But it's like, at one point it was part of Germany, or... You know, probably back when it was the Holy Roman Empire, and all those the borders shifted so much, always back and forth.
Ce est un chien.
C'est un chien. Hey Mika, welcome in. We're just doing some French since we're flying down to Nice, France. Let's see, where am I? Alright, we're making a turn because we just made our turn and we are right over... we're avoiding Switzerland, actually. We're not going to fly into Switzerland. But... yeah, it's not really liking my external view here. The frame rate is not... oh, there we go. But off to our left is Lake Geneva. I believe that's what it's called, right? Or am I just thinking of the lake in Wisconsin? And right over there, there's Switzerland. Frame rate really doesn't like it. Geneva right down there, right at the edge of the border and everything. Man, frame rate sucks in the external view. I wonder if that has something to do with the livery. Man, thank you guys all for coming in. We got a decent little crowd in here. A little bit more than I'm used to. Especially this late at night. I don't know why the frame rate is so bad. Okay, we're turning again, so maybe we will fly right over. Yeah. There's so much border gore in Europe. Do you, what's the name of that guy's channel? XCat or something? Or I forget what it is. He's got a couple channels. He loves to talk about borders and stuff, and a few channels like that. Oh, I don't know why the frame rate. I'm wondering if do I have like Geneva? Do I have Geneva? I might have Geneva scenery. Maybe that's loading in. This flight released the BAE 146. It's really cool. Yeah, it's that's one of the planes where, you know, it looks cool. Probably I'm not going to get it because I'm good with having the A320. Once the Boeing comes out, I'll get the 737, one of them, to fill that that niche. If these planes didn't all cost, you know, between $30 and $100, it'd be nice to have them all. And, you know, but when you pay for something, you want to be able to fly it a significant amount of time, and I just don't have the time. I mean, some guys like Jolly, who is, I don't know if he's flying the exact same route as us on this flight, but he's flown, what, over 40 flights this month already? Which is like a flight a day, you know, flight and a half a day. think my biggest month is like July last year, maybe January this year when I was really going hard on Twitch. But I had off most of the month between jobs and Christmas vacation, all that. We were talking about the PMDG 737 coming out next weekend. I think it's going to be the 700. And I'm looking right now, they're talking about like all the liveries that are going to be available right away. Now, luckily, I like how they always, Olympic Airways is fictional. Well, maybe it's fictional for the 737. Because Olympic Airways is a real airline in Greece. But I always get a little worried when they have like official liveries, because are we going to be able to make liveries for the plane too? Because I know there are some where they lock it down. It's like the only people that are allowed to make liveries are the company, and then you have to buy liveries from them, which I think is silly. It's like, come on, you know how the community works.
Transavia 647 tree contact Geneva Center on 125.55.
Put your plane out there and then, you know.
125.55 for Transavia 647 tree. Geneva Center, Transavia 647 tree flight.
Put your plane out there and then let people mod it or mod paints for it. Yep, so there's Geneva right there in the airport. I don't think I might still have the Geneva airport scenery. That might have been what all the loading was. Double flies the 146 at the moment. I need an Embraer plane for my island hopping. Which Embraer? You need the Embraer, you know, not the 185, not the ones that are, but yeah, there's that smaller one for island hopping. Awesome, Touch the Cows. Well, welcome back. Yeah, we got quite a few people in here. Well, for my streams, spread over YouTube and well, we got quite a few people on YouTube. Awesome. Twitch, let's see, we got Twitch. Yeah, Twitch is doing alright. Yeah, the East, you need the E175 for, yeah, you need the 110. Yeah, I know I need, like, a couple of my flights on when I'm doing the Caribbean, I need, like, the 110. I don't think I'm going to get it. You know, if there is one available, I'm just going to do some other plane. Would be nice to have the Embraers, because there are a lot of flights where they're Embraers, and yeah, I have the CRJ, which doesn't seem like there's a ton of them. Yeah, I'm up all night because I work nights now, so on my nights off I'm up and keeping everyone else up in the house right now talking. So hopefully I'm not too loud. That's why I might be talking a little bit softer. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Let me know if it's getting cut off or anything. I'll try to adjust the levels.
Switzerland Center, Transavia 647 tree flight level 350.
Transavia 647 tree Switzerland Center, continue as planned.
Hey Enzo. Yeah, Enzo's trying to get the Flybywire A32NX to work on his MSFS. MSFS, Microsoft Flight Simulator. Well, I'm glad you're still up, Devil Dude. Watching. We're flying right over Geneva right now. Unfortunately, can't really do external. Well, maybe you can do an external view here. Doesn't really like it. For some reason. I'm wondering if this livery is struggling with it. Could be. Maybe that's not the airport I thought it was. Oh, I was thinking of Zurich. I don't think I have a custom airport from Geneva anyway. Ugh. Yeah, it doesn't like the external view. We're going to stay inside. Oh, we're going to go here. There we go. Get our wing view. Alright, Marseille Center.
120.85 for Transavia 647 tree. Marseille Center, Transavia 647 tree flight
yeah,
level
the ATC voices got lost somewhere along the way. Okay, where's Jolly? Is Jolly still right behind us? Yeah, he is. Is there a way for me to see his route? Yeah, he's flying to Marseille. Oh, yeah. So Jolly, who is right on our route right now, we're going to split off here. We're going to the left. He's going to continue basically straight down to Marseille. We're going to go over to Nice. Yeah, I think I woke up, I'm trying to think when I woke up today. I think I woke up at 3 o'clock, 3 p.m. Which is usually when I... Okay, what are you talking about? Too hard for you, the Flybywire is too hard. Like, too hard to get the plane started, or it's just not working, you can't get it to load up, or whatever. So those are two different things. You can always learn to fly the Flybywire, the A32NX. And if you really want to get into the flight simulator, I suggest doing it, because going with the in-game one, it's just not going to be as good. Working. Alright, yeah, I don't know what the deal is. Yeah, I don't know why it would be crashing if it's the only thing you have in there. I'd say delete it. Delete it, clean it out, make sure you have nothing in your community folder. Just have a fresh, clean community folder, and try to get Flight Simulator start up and make sure it's starting up and working still, and then reinstall Flybywire and then try it, because sometimes that can happen too. You just get a bad install. All right, we're going over the Alps now. All right, let's jump in the flight computer. Well, we don't need to jump in there. We'll let you look. While you guys are looking at that, I'm gonna figure out when we need to start. Make sure we start descending, because sometimes ATC does not have us descend when we should be descending. Alright, so near as I want to be at 4,000 feet. That's my goal. So we're going to go in here, we're going to make a fixed point, fix info, put in near as. Alright. Over here to the fly pad. We're going to go target altitude 4,000 feet. So 97, which is typically where it's at, about between 110 and 97 is usually where our target descent needs to be started. Here, then I'm just going to put in 98. No reason. And we'll check it out. Let's see. Should get a little. There you go. You see that range? So we're going to start a descent just a little bit before Vevar. Okay, this approach looks messed up. We'll just make sure our flight plan is okay. Yeah, well, I'd say Enzo, just also remove Flybywire completely and start over. So just clean it out, have no mods at all, go see if Microsoft Flight Simulator is working, then put Flybywire in again, reinstall it from scratch, and see if that works. I have no idea why it wouldn't. I mean, it should just work. What's causing that? What the heck? Why is there this jump here? Yeah, it is broken still. Why is it doing that? Why are you broken? I guess we're just gonna have to put vectors in or something. Usually if you have this point and this point, it will connect them. It doesn't disconnect like that. It's weird. If you got it disconnecting, remove it. Something broke. Pull up some French again and do some more of that.
Tu es Marc. Tu es Marc. Et Marc.
Chien. Chien.
Fille.
Fille.
Tu.
Garçon.
Garçon.
Un.
Cheval. Et. Chat. Alright. There we go, we just skipped that last lesson. Who needs it? French expert. Come on. Alright, here, let's go. Let's do something new I haven't done yet.
Bonjour, Paul.
Bonjour, Paul. Bonjour, Paul. Listen, good morning.
Oui, Paul.
Oui.
Oui.
Ça va. Ça va.
Comment ça va?
How are you doing?
Bonjour.
Oui, ça va bien.
Bonjour, Charlotte. Comment ça va?
Ça.
Ça. Oh, there we go. Ça va bien. Ça va bien. Bonjour, duo. Comment ça va?
Ça. Ça.
Ça va bien. Ça va bien.
Où? 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 Où?
Bonjour. Comment ça va?
Ew. Ew is water. You like eau claire. See, we got a lot of French. We got a lot of French names in Wisconsin. I mean, Wisconsin's even French. Milwaukee is French. They're French translations of Native American names.
Oui. Ça va
Yeah.
bien.
Bien. Ça va bien. Nice.
Transavia 647 tree, contact Milan Center on 124.925. Good day.
Alright, there we are. We're really close to our descent.
For Transavia 647 tree. Milan Center Transavia 647 tree flight level 350.
Thanks for all coming in. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button on YouTube or the follow button on Twitch. If you're on Twitch, consider going over and checking out my YouTube channel. It's same name, just Martin Wenzel.
Flight level 230 Transavia 647 tree.
Tells it to send here, probably. You can go back then and watch old flights. I know a lot of people are asking, it's like, oh, can you do a flight from here? Have you flown here? And it's like, yeah, a lot of these places I have already flown. Lots of African flights, a lot of Europe, most of Europe already. If you have a flight request, go over and join the Discord. You can make a flight request. More people over in Discord, hopefully we can start developing some better things. I'm not an expert at Discord and making a crazy, all kinds of different rooms. I know some of these Discords for streamers have like 5,000 different little community rooms and stuff. If you have a suggestion for space on there that we need to have, or wait, I'm all ears. After this flight, I probably will do... I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure if I want to do another flight after this. I kind of do, but I kind of want to do... maybe set some stuff up for you guys. Got a few flight requests, and if I can prepare things for those, then I can do those flights, and it'll be fun. But if I do another flight, it will be without the mic and cam. And we'll probably do a Nashville to New Orleans Southwest Airlines flight. So if you guys want to stick around and watch that, if I do. Turn on the seatbelt sign. Let's get our weather data, or metadata for Nice.
Gentlemen, the flight crew has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. And fasten seatbelt.
Man, that message came in quick. It's like instant.
On 120.85. Good day.
120.85 for Transavia 647 tree. Marseille Center Transavia 647 tree is at flight level 285, descending flight level 230.
Transavia 647 tree Marseille Center. Continue as planned.
Alright, QNH is going to be 1015.
Transavia 647 tree. Contact Milan Center on 12.
Temperature is 14, so quite a lot warmer than, well, not a ton warmer, but a lot warmer than I've been lately. Lately, when we were up in the Nordics, in Sweden, Denmark, or Norway, way up there, in the negatives.
Transavia 647 tree Milan Center. Continue as planned.
Wind. Let's see, transition altitude is 5,000 feet. We'll probably transition earlier because in-game ATC doesn't understand that we're not always in the US. And ILS minimum 370 feet. It's always fun doing these flights over here, like in northern Italy, right on the edge of the Alps, because you keep hearing Milan, Milan, Milan. And I listened, recently just finished the History of Rome podcast, which is an older podcast, but towards the end of the Roman Empire, in the 300s, 400s, the capital was moved to Milan because it was in a more better location to defend, have kind of the center of everything be right there to defend against the Germanic tribes coming over the mountains right here to stop that pass. So it's kind of interesting because as we're coming over, we're always running into Milan first because Milan's right there. Towards the very end, it was moved to Ravenna, but at this point, or for a while there, was Milan.
Transavia 647 tree descend and maintain 11,000 feet.
Oh.
Descend and maintain 11,000
Never mind. Jolly changed his flight plan. He's
647
chasing us down now. Actually, he's planned to go to. He's kind of following us. Now, in any case, Milan is actually not south of us. It's way over to our east. Probably covered by clouds over there. That area. So you're coming up, we can see the Mediterranean in front of us. Italy's going to be kind of over there. I'm sure I just got a clearance again. Go descend, yes. Because I'm not paying attention. Hey Enzo.
Please expedite your descent 11,000 feet.
We actually have some constraints here. AMGAL is 100. We have to be above 14,000 feet. I think we'll be fine. Or the plane will stop descending. Yeah. So anyone new here, Thanks for stopping by. This is World Tour Flight 144. Flying into every country and territory in the world. We've already flown into France. We flew into Paris, but we're flying down to Nice right now to set up our little helicopter flight over to Monaco. I don't know why I say Monaco. Yeah, you can get Enzo. You can get liveries. That's what I do. I have go to flightsim.to. You can look up. Obviously, make sure you download the livery for the A32NX and not for the A320. A lot of liveries will have an A320 version. They'll have an exact same. It looks the exact same thing for the A32NX. You actually need a different livery. And those you just put in. Make sure you put them in their proper folder in your community folder.
120.85 Transavia 647 tree. Marseille Center Transavia 647 tree.
Gate 19. There's no gate 19 on the charts.
Descending 11,000 feet.
Transavia 647 tree Marseille.
Which airport is that?
As planned.
Forgot where you were going.
Transavia 647 tree contact Nice approach on 120.655.
Larnaca, Martin's
120.655 for Transavia 647 tree.
Yeah, there is no 19.
Nice approach Transavia.
You're right.
647
Go from 17 to 21.
Level 190 descending 11,000 feet.
Transavia 647 tree. Nice approach. Continue as planned.
That's because the in-game gates are probably not labeled properly. And so they think there's a gate 19 when in real life it's gate 21 or 23 or something.
Transavia 647 tree. Contact Marseille Center on 120.85. Good day.
120.85 Transavia 647 tree. Marseille Center Transavia 647
Beautiful,
tree.
just going over these mountains.
17,400 feet, descending 11,000 feet.
Transavia 647 tree Marseille. Center QNH tree 0.01 continue
We
as
have begun
planned.
our final descent to France. Flight attendants will be
Transavia 647 tree contact Nice approach on 120.655. Good day.
Please also store any carry-on items either in the
Going to
seatback pocket or under
The
120.655
airport is. That's the airport right there.
647 tree.
and stow any larger electronics.
We're gonna kind of go around, come back in.
647 tree is passing 16,300
Of course, they're gonna tell us to come in
feet,
the opposite
descending
runway.
11,000 feet.
So we'll have to do some weird nonsense.
Transavia 647 tree. Nice approach QNH tree 0.00 continue as planned. Transavia 647 tree. Contact Marseille Center on 120.85. Good day.
Alright, I'm going to do the transition right now, otherwise they're going to get confused with the altitudes.
120.85 Transavia 647 tree. Marseille Center Transavia 647 tree is passing 15,200 feet, descending 11,000 feet.
Transavia 647
So there's Nice.
tree
Monaco
Marseille.
is
Center
right over there, I
QNH
think.
0.00 continue as planned.
Cannes. And Marseille is going to be over there.
647 tree contact Nice approach on 120.655. Good
Can we
day.
decide what radio we're going to be talking to? Can't keep switching
Going
like
to
this.
120.655 Transavia 647 tree. Nice approach Transavia 647 tree is at 14,100 feet, descending 11,000 feet.
Transavia 647 tree. Nice approach QNH 29.99. Continue as planned. Transavia 647 tree. Contact Marseille Center on 120.85. Good day.
Going to 120.85 Transavia 647 tree. Marseille Center Transavia 647 tree is at 14,000 feet, descending 11,000 feet.
Transavia 647 tree Marseille. Center QNH 29.98 continue as planned.
I want to say that's Monaco right there. It might be. Ooh. How close are they? Oh, pretty close. Yeah, that's probably it right there. Yeah, we're actually looking right at it. That's Monaco right there. We're going to fly right over it, actually. But we're going to fly there in the helicopter and land there, and that will count it then on our world tour. They didn't tell us to... See, this is the problem with the in-game ATCs. They don't tell us. And now the in-game ATC is not working. I can't open it. That's fun.
Transavia 647 tree, please expedite your descent 11,000 feet.
Yeah, well, I can't descend any further right now. Someone stole ATC. It should be.
Transavia 647 tree, contact Nice approach on 120.655. Good day.
120.655 for Transavia 647 tree. Nice approach Transavia 647 tree.
Oh yeah, there it is.
13,100 feet, descending 11,000 feet.
Yeah, and I've got a custom scenery for it. That's why it kind of looks a little bit different color. The trees are a little bit different because they're the Google trees, unfortunately. Because I have these beautiful trees with the 4 season pack, but sometimes you have to give those up if you want to have the buildings and everything the way they should. Yeah, so we get a preview of Monaco where we'll fly tomorrow. We'll do a little helicopter flight and watch me flail away at trying to land a helicopter.
Marseille Center Transavia 647 tree.
And then we'll fly back to Nice, land there.
Feet, descending 11,000 feet.
Yep.
647 tree, Marseille.
44 Alpha. Oh, I don't have the chart now. That's interesting. I would have expected it to be like gate 22 or something. 23.
Descend and maintain 8,000 feet Transavia 647 tree.
It's a very interesting approach pattern. Kind of go really far out and then come back, but gives us plenty of time to get to the right altitude. See all the yachts and cruise ships and everything off of Monaco.
Transavia 647 tree, contact Nice approach on 120.655. Good day.
Going to 120.655 Transavia 647 tree. Nice approach Transavia 647 tree is passing 10,400 feet, descending 8,000 feet.
Yes, I'm going to kind of have to manually go between Neraz and... We'll just do a direct... I don't know why it's doing that. It shouldn't be a discontinuity. It is right. It is the next spot, so I don't know what's going on there. So we'll see. Do a direct 2 or something. Alright, landing lights on. We're under 10,000 feet. Seatbelt signs are on. We are at ground pressure 1015. Speed brakes armed. We'll deploy the flaps on schedule. 4,000 feet for the beginning of the approach route. No, it isn't. You're going to need to download that one. But the freeware, the download on flightsim.to, it's a really good looking aircraft. They did a really good job. Well, there are some better freeware ones, like the interiors, but they did model a lot of the interiors, but they do look, the textures are a little crappy inside, but who cares about the inside? Why are you going inside? You're at the gate, you're setting your plane up and you're flying out. It looks really good though. All the markings are there. The buildings look really good, so highly recommended. Go grab it. It's definitely there. I'm glad someone made it.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect VOR
Yeah, well, get it. Yeah, go check it out on flightsim.to and get over there. Fly there. I flew there on this World Tour flight. We had really bad frame rates, but I think we had some issues going on at the same time. And I'm sure that big airport didn't help either. But we had a number of things going wrong at the same time. But we got landed. We did an auto land. Alright, we are cleared for runway 4 right. Alright, we're going to just do the ILS. We are cleared to Neraz. That's where we're going. Awesome. So we don't...
Marseille Center, Transavia, 647 tree, 8,000 feet.
They actually did clear us decently early. Not terribly early. If they want us to go the other way, we would have been kind of weird. Can we descend? Yes, no? Still a beautiful place to fly into, Istanbul, if you got to fly over the city and everything. It's just crazy. Looks really good. I don't know if there's photogrammetry for it, but if it's all just auto-gen, they auto-genned it and made it look really good. Yeah, I don't... Oh no, my ATC came back, yeah. There we go, it did come back. I went away for a second there. Alright, so we are cleared to Neraz. I guess we could have just turned. I don't know. We actually have plenty of time because we need to be at 4,000 feet at the capture point. We're at 8,000. We don't need to be at 4,000 at Neraz. Yeah, I've had that happen too, where the ATC side just disappears. You can see the north coast of Africa there. Oh no, never mind. That's not Africa. That's Italy. Maybe even Corsica. I guess that's Corsica right there. Sometimes you gotta look at the map and kind of orient where you are. I suppose if I had looked at the heading also. Okay. Alright, I have to step away for a second. Let me know if ATC has cleared me down to 4,000 or whatever in the chat, so when I come back, it is there. Nope, we're going to be flying there soon, but not yet. Alright, 4,000 feet. Transavia.
Maintain 4,000 feet.
Forget what my
Transavia,
call sign is.
6473.
6473. Okay, we need a vector in here or something. those points. I don't know why it's like that. Actually, I don't need to put the heading in there like that. Looks like it's going to be right there. But other than that, I think I can do it direct to, and it should work. I'm not sure where it's going there, why it's at this. It's even set up this like turn. I think just, yeah, it's weird. It is kind of a weird thing because then we have to kind of cut back, but that's the way it is. Just gonna go direct.
Transavia 647 tree contact. Nice approach on 120.655. Good day.
120.655 for Transavia 647 tree. Nice approach Transavia 647 tree is at 6,500 feet, descending 4,000 feet.
Transavia 647 tree, Nice approach QNH 29.97, continue as planned.
Alright. There we go, make our final aim for this spot. I feel like that's a really tight because we're gonna hopefully capture the glide slope. A pretty tight turn there to get on it. Well, thank you again. I want to say thanks to everyone again. We got a little bit of a crowd, and I'm really happy to see that. Definitely, for sure, on YouTube, a lot of people watching, and thanks for coming in. I'm also on Twitch.
Descend and maintain 3,000 feet. Keep speed, not above 190 knots. Transavia 647 tree.
I'm descending at 93,000. Descending 3,000. Okay. I'll put that in there, but I'm going to stay up here for now. We don't need to be skimming the water yet. What? Why is my plane just doing whatever it wants to do? At vertical speed. That's like when the vertical speed just decided to take over. This is a weird approach. A lot of time, I mean, we're already at 4,000 feet. There's not even no issue there. Let's try and see where Monaco is. Yep, we're basically Monaco right there. We got Jolly trying to stick with us on the Volanta. I'm not playing on a. I suppose ATC can clear you down to 3,000 if they wanted to. It's just chart. You don't need to be down that low. I guess it would make it easier actually on our turn because we're going to be turning like right at that capture point. If we're at 4,000, we kind of might miss it. But if we're at 3,000 from Transylvania, I was exaggerating. We're still 3,000 feet over the water, but. It feels weird. I mean, even at this height, I feel kind of weird. I just feel like I'm so low. I suppose if I was in a smaller plane, it'd be pretty high, though. Alright, ground spoilers armed, landing lights are on. Let's start slowing down to 200 knots. Actually, they said 190. Yep, he's on the Discord. Yeah, I wonder if he's just, is he following? I suppose he might be watching on Twitch. He just says chatting all the time because he's flying his own plane. Who knows? Yes, it does explain how he knows where we're going, though. Even though I don't think I didn't put this flight in I didn't put this flight in on the flight plan page, which isn't really even a flight plan page because I don't put the flight plan because I'm not that organized. Heck, I didn't even put in the last flight. Oh well.
I love you.
That's not what I wanted. I want to do this.
I'm waiting, old man.
If there's a few sound effects you can do some sound effects with bits, and then there's a few sound effects they're pretty cheap to grab with your diapers on Twitch that you get from watching and chatting and stuff.
Tower on 122.38 when inbound on the approach.
Tower on 122.38 Transavia 647 tree. East Tower Transavia 647 tree 14 miles south inbound 4 DME Alpha runway 04 right approach.
Transavia 647 tree East Tower. QNH 29.907.
Let's see, the plane doesn't like this though because we can't be below
DME Alpha runway 04
constraint.
right approach.
I guess it's going to though, even though
Cleared
we're
for
constrained.
DME Alpha runway 04 right approach Transavia 647 tree.
All right. Let's see, what do we got here? Performance. Approach speed 130 knots. Full flaps, all that. We're at flaps 2 right now. Suppose I really could go manage speed. Alright, there's Nice off on our right. I think that's the airport right there. Could be wrong. Nope, that's the airport. That is, and then Monaco's right behind it. So we're actually looking at Cannes right now. Or Cannes. Famous for the film festival. Oh yeah, that's right, it is. I never did this tutorial. I don't like... I think some of the tutorials are okay, but I always feel like The problem with the tutorials with the bigger planes or landing challenges or any of that stuff is that they throw you in and the plane's falling out of the sky when it pulls you in. It's like, set the plane up, have it set up and properly, and at a good proper distance too, at a proper altitude. Because usually they have you at, like, some of these landing challenges in the A320, it's like you're at 5,000 feet and you're on your final approach, and the airport's at 100 feet altitude. It's like, I'm way over the glide slope. I'm nosediving to get into the airport to make this landing. It's like, that's not how you land. You're not going to do that realistically. Yep, it's not set up for anything. And so it's like, you're teaching people how to do it wrong. It's like, set up a decent tutorial. Which is why it's like, if you want to learn how to do something, you don't have to watch me do it, but watch someone, go on someone like real A320 pilot or whatever. There's all kinds of tutorials, and where it's like, the best way to do it is go through a whole flight, do the whole thing, learn how to land, and like a big thing for me when I was trying to learn how to do it in the 737 back in X-Plane, I was always doing these long flights, right? Or I want to do these long flights. Now, long is an hour, 2 hours, right? And it's like, okay, if you want to practice doing your landings, you don't want to sit behind me when I fly the 146. Well, why not? But the problem with the a lot of people, it's like, if you want to practice it, you're having trouble landing, what you should do is do some short flights. Or even, you could even do patterns in the A320, I guess, but the patterns are going to be a little bit bigger. Ugh. Yeah, you don't want to. I don't like that when the pilots are bringing it in and we're bouncing up and down. Those are my worst landings when they do that. It's just like, oh, what are you trying to do? Make me puke? Just on purpose? I actually think this area, yeah, I think this is an area I saw that you could download like the photogrammetry for here. I think it's like a NEOS or something. I remember seeing that. I was like, I'm not going to download it. Would it look better? Yeah, because that's all just auto-gen. Well, you're just a mean pilot. Nah, that's how I fly my smaller planes. I'll fly them. Yeah. I mean, I tend to do that with the smaller planes. If my oops, I forgot to hit approach phase. Crap. That's why we didn't capture the glide slope. Crap. Descend. Also, make sure you hit your approach phase on your approach. I guess we're going to fly this in by hand until we capture the glide slope. Which we might. Just going to have to come in a little steeper. No, it's a good idea not to. Learn how to fly it without the autopilot, and then use the autopilot later. Learn how to do trim and all that stuff. That's something I've done more of here in Microsoft Flight Sim because I'm flying the smaller planes. I did kind of go really just into autopilot with the Boeing.
2,500.
Yeah, let's drop those. Drop that landing gear. Alright, put the autopilot back on now, because we are on the glide slope. Actually a little bit below it. Okay, I don't know why this plane is tugging me to the right, because the runway's right there. We just have a lot of... I mean, we don't have a ton of wind, it's only 3 knots. So why is it flying so far to the right? Maybe it's... We'll see if this thing doesn't get lined up sooner or later. I'm just gonna take full control. I usually take control about 500 feet, bring it in. I could fly this whole way in by hand if I wanted to. That's not the issue. Okay, supposedly it's got the localizer. I still feel like we're on a bad angle here.
Transavia 647 tree, wind tree, 49er at 7. Clear to land runway 04 right.
Clear to land runway 04 right Transavia 647 tree.
Yeah, I should have downloaded the photogrammetry for this area. Kind of sad. We'll go do that. We'll do that for the flight tomorrow, and then the flight out of here. Even though this is the perfect time when you want to have that photogrammetry because you're on their slow approach, right? Be able to see those buildings and everything. Yeah, we're not really lined up.
1,000.
We're going to turn off the autopilot. I don't know where the ILS... The ILS is off to the right. Maybe there's a problem with it, with the, this is a little bit of an update to this. I don't know how much is... There's handmade buildings or anything, but this is a custom airport. I don't know if it's just... It might just be lights. So... I'm not sure why the ILS is a little inaccurate. You see how far to the right that is? The ILS diamond? Wow, that's way over there.
500. 100 above.
Doesn't look like where the runway is. Coming in a little steep.
Minimum.
I think we're going really
300.
fast.
$200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard.
Too much of a flare. Ah! I feel like I bounced that one again. I also forgot to put my auto brake down. Again. Well, you guys got to witness two kind of not so great landings for me today.
Transavia 647 tree, exit runway when able.
Wasn't terrible, but it wasn't a great one.
Gentlemen, welcome to France.
I had a butter landing the other day, and then...
Transavia 647 tree, contact ground on 121.70.
Yep, those are super hard approaches.
121.705
Somehow didn't run into Madeira.
Transavia 647 tree.
Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bins as items may have shifted during the flight. Thank you for flying with us.
Okay, turn on the APU.
Nice ground Transavia 647 tree, request taxi to the gate.
Transavia 647 tree, taxi to gate 42 via taxiway Echo Yankee, cross runway 22 right, Golf 1 Golf.
Taxiing to gate 42 using taxiway Echo Yankee, cross runway 22 right, Golf 1 Golf Transavia 647 tree.
Said that too fast for me. Alright, let's see. Golf 1 Golf. Alright, Golf 1 Golf, and then G42. See where I'm going. Try to get out there. G42. Here's an example, same thing that happened. There is no G42. At least I can't see it. It's kind of weird because there's every other gate except 442 and 40. Alright, well, we'll find a gate. Not a big deal. Okay, APU is available, so we'll turn that on. Where are all the other planes? My Alpha Indy group traffic just isn't working lately. Showing off planes. You'll find it when you see a tug and stuff standing in an empty lot. Yep. Turn. Yeah, I'm not sure why there are no planes. Are these just like very empty airports or what? It's kind of disappointing. They just didn't load in down there for some reason. Oh well, hopefully we'll have airplanes. I'll get some planes next flight. I'm kind of confused on these gates. Yep, it's just random jetways in random places. The joys of default airports or modded airports where things are not perfectly where they should be. Yeah, it's 10A, except it's that gate's all messed up, so we can go somewhere else. Doesn't really matter. So I'm wondering if this is the handcrafted or not, because I don't recall downloading a whole airport. I feel like it's just a lighting enhancement, so the rest of this is just a Zobo. And it's broken. It's always good when the actual, you know, the handcrafted airports from a Zobo are themselves broken. Oh, I was gonna say we're gonna do replays, but I didn't record it. Dang it. Oh well. Okay, I guess we're just gonna shut down the plane and all that. Not a big deal. Taxi lights off. APU is on. Strobe lights should have been auto already. Get my see if we can get the jetway to work. I doubt the jetway's gonna work. Oh, it's moving. It's just it's just all weird. Alright. Engine 1 and 2 off. Alright, beacon light off. Turn off the APU. And turn off the seatbelt signs. Passengers can start deboarding. don't know why we're not hearing the passengers deboarding. Very weird. Why so quiet? Oh, I instantly deboarded them. I had that on instant. That's why we didn't get to have those sound effects. Well, we'll fix that. We'll get the Pack X sound effects. Alright. Well, while we're outside the plane, what is still running? I turned the APU off. Huh. Alright, fuel pumps. Resupply. Now. Alright. Don't know where all the other planes are. Hopefully next flight there'll be more. Well, I'll get the planes to work without the immediate traffic. I didn't see too many planes today. That was weird. Let's check out Volanta. And do a review of the flight. If I can find where it is. There it is. Alright, so statistics. So you can see the flight. Right over Geneva. Landing rate 163. I feel like I bounced it though. But not a terrible landing rate. 134 or an hour and 34 minutes. Just about the same as the last flight, I think. So, good flight. Decent flight. Not the best. I don't think that was the best landing. Didn't feel right to me. And we'll, for everyone new, we'll take another look at the world tour map. So you can see where we've been, all the countries we have covered. There you go. So next time we're going to be flying into Monaco, right there, that little guy there. Then back into Nice, and I think might do a requested flight, or might do something else. If not, the next world tour flight then after Monaco, we'll then fly over to Madrid. We're gonna fly over into Spain, set up for our flight into Andorra. So looking forward to that because it's going to be some beautiful mountain flying in the helicopter. Alright, passengers are deboarding. Let's get this shut down. Pack X. You can kind of see the passengers right here. Tanya Arts. So we got a mix of French and Dutch names. Alright, Jolly. Yeah, thanks for following along. Hope you had a good landing. I don't know if you landed or if you were right behind me, so you probably did. I wouldn't see why you would. I don't know why you wouldn't land. Finish the flight. Alright, let's end this flight. Pack X. Baggage issue. We had a baggage issue right at the beginning. Soft landing. The comments seem to always be the same lately. Recommend me at work, and just don't take that extra shot of rum. Alright, thanks you guys. I will stream tomorrow night at 7:30 with the mic and cam. I might pop back on a little bit later tonight and do no mic, no cam. Might do that Southwest Airlines flight. We'll see what else I do. See how late it gets. If I want to sleep and take a nap or something. But thanks for coming along. If you haven't already, hit that follow button on Twitch, hit the subscribe on YouTube, and I will see you tomorrow at 7:30. So thanks for hanging out. Let me get some beef on here.